We had a few moments there where my face was looking like a better Fallout sequel than Fallout 76, but we pulled through. Hi friends, hi. My name is Mia and this is My Virtual Vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. And today I want to talk to you guys about a couple of Huda dupes, and these are the Beauty Glazed Planet palettes. I mean, they don't have an official name. They aren't called like the solar system palettes or the planet palettes or whatever, even though it would be really catchy. They seem to be dupes of Huda's colorful 9-pan palettes that are teeny tiny and seem to cost a fortune. They're great quality and Huda is no longer cancelled on this channel, but still, if I'm going to find something cheaper that has the same color scheme, I'm gonna get it. So basically, these I found on AliExpress, and I'm going to start this video with a warning. Be careful what makeup you buy on AliExpress. There are legitimate Chinese, Japanese, Korean brands and other Asian brands that sell on there, but there's also lots of fakes, and you gotta be really careful to discern the legit brands such as Miss Rose, Beauty Glazed, Focallure, You Can Be, and so on, from the brands that aren't actually brands but rather decrepit factories with probably unsanitary conditions that just churn out fakes and copies. So not dupes, not things that are under their name brand, but rather knockoffs of bigger name brands. So if you see Urban Decay or Anastasia Beverly Hills or Lime Crime or Jeffree Star or whatever else on AliExpress, that's fake, that's dubious, your face is gonna probably fall off. Don't do it. However, these legitimate brands I've tried for myself. I trust Beauty Glazed, I trust Focallure, I trust You Can Be to provide me stuff that won't turn me blind at first application. But of course, you gotta do your due diligence when ordering from websites like these. Do a 24-hour swatch patch test. If they stain, that might not be anything bad because lots of stuff that has more pigment in it stains. But if you get a rash or redness or a stinging sensation or anything of the sort, stop immediately. Do not use the product on your eyes. Don't, just don't. I've patch tested these. I've used these brands in the past when I was but a broke college student. So as I said, I trust them. Okay, PSA over, just be careful what you buy off AliExpress. What I grabbed was these, which are the Jupiter palette, the Neptune palette, and the last palette which I'm honestly not mature enough to not snicker when I say its name, and that is Uranus. Also more, there's like her Coral Obsessions palette dupe, there's the Smoky Palette Obsessions dupe, but I wasn't interested in those, so I just grabbed these, which seemed to fill colorful gaps in my collection. So I am going to first show you a look that I created, and that is this one. I tried to incorporate shades from each palette, and then after the look, timestamp over here if you want to skip it, I'm going to talk a bit about how I found the quality of each palette and the palettes as a whole, just so you can decide if they're good for your money or not. So bare-faced Mia here with disgustingly dirty glasses as usual. And let's get going with the look used to demonstrate how these three perform. Of course, as much as I would love to like have 3 sets of eyes, I will not be able to showcase all of these 3. I mean, show each shade from them and everything, but I think that I have found a solution to myself not being a legendary multi-eyed creature of the night, and that is I will try to incorporate shades from each palette. So multiple crease shades, multiple lead shades, and hopefully that will come out with an interesting look that will give you an idea of how these sort of perform, aside from, you know, my description of how well these do. So without further ado, let's get started. I already have my eyes primed and set, so I used the Essence color intensifying base. I'm gonna shoot up a picture over here, and I also set my primer with powder because that's how I like working. I'm going to start with Uranus. I'm going to grab this shade over here and place it all over the crease. I'm going to take this shade still from Uranus and deepen out the lid color, which as you can see is showing up quite vibrant. I'm looking a little bit crazy right now, just a little bit. I'm going to switch to another palette because it's clear I don't have the emotional maturity needed to be able to say the name multiple times. I'm going in with Neptune. Shade over here, so this dark blue, as we all know if we watch stupid amounts of YouTube, blues are incredibly hard to formulate, so surprisingly, there is no fallout yet. And these are incredibly powdery. They do have a lot of kick up in the pan, so if you don't like that, that's a warning for you. Switch to a tinier brush, same blue. Just building up that color. If I would use the stamping method, probably these would be much brighter, but I don't care for it, so I'm not gonna use it. It doesn't get me to my happy place when I use that, so I won't. Still in Neptune, I'm going to grab this middle shade over here and place it on the lower lash line. This one doesn't seem to be as intense as it is in the pan with a brush, but with a finger it does show up through the color. I'm going to take the same matte blue shade from earlier and start placing it in the outer. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, the stamping motion, so just placing the pigment, is much more effective at showing them true to life, and also not layering them over other shades like I did earlier. And there's fallout. I should have done my face afterwards. We'll fix this. It tends to lift a bit. So at this point I've layered like 4 colors together and it started to lift a bit over here. So things to look out for with Neptune and Uranus. Might have fallout. Very powdery, lots of kick up. Let's take a look at Jupiter. Some purples, and what I want to do is give myself a pink crease. So I'll need a pink lid, so I'll need to cut the crease and segue it into purple, blue, and this whole green situation that we have going on here. So let's cut that crease, shall we? The secret to keeping a cut clean is to always have your elbow on a surface. Mine is my table, and follow, at least for my eye shape, I always follow kind of like the natural curvature that my eye would have when I look like this from this angle. I'm gonna use my finger a bit to blend. Now that we've successfully cut our crease, more or less, I'm going to grab a couple of shades from Jupiter. So I'm going to grab this shade, then this shade, then this purple one, and place it from lightest to darkest, from the inner corner to the outer corner. I find these shimmers to perform best when applied with a finger as opposed to a brush. what I've been loving to do lately is to place this shade over here in Neptune in the inner corner. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's not the most pigmented of yellows, so I'll just grab a bit of the white base that I used before, place it in the inner corner, and then place the yellow on top of it. I'll take this yellow and spread it towards the inner corner just so it looks more intense, and it lifted up some of the green. Yay! It's okay, I know you guys won't judge me. Okay guys, this is it. This is the final look. No lie, we had a few rough moments here and there where my face looked post-apocalyptic, kind of like decrepit Detroit at the height of its bad days, but we pulled through. Not bad. I'm pretty pleased. Hi, glad you're back. Saw the look, you saw how they performed with the good and the bad, and after trying these for over a month, let me tell you how these Beauty Glazed Huda Beauty dupes perform. Basically what I found was great pigmentation across both mattes and shimmers, with some caveats. The shimmers are great applied with a finger, but a bit mediocre with a brush. Not only that, but they tend to be, I dare say, flaky and fragile. Be wary of that. This is a very soft, creamy type of formula that doesn't like to be manhandled. It likes gentle vanilla stuff, okay? The mattes are really pigmented and they do blend into each other well up to a point. I would avoid layering more than 3 or so colors, because especially the blues and the greens, if you layer more than that, they start to get patchy and just lift off each other until you end up with bald spots. I encountered this problem over here at my 4th color blended, and I kind of had to work to make it a bit presentable, so that's something to keep in mind. Moreover, they don't seem to have fallout when swiped across the lid, but they do seem to have fallout when you pack them on. Overall, I feel these are great. A great quality, not even for their price point, even for a higher price point. These are like $3. They are stupid cheap, ridiculously fucking cheap. I would pay even, I don't know, maybe 10 or so for these, even like former NYX prices, and I would be happy with how they perform. So I think these are great. I think that if you just want to dip your toes into color and are looking for something really cheap or something that will fill a gap in your collection, something that you know won't use 24/7, but it's good to have, then I would recommend these to you. I would not recommend these to you if you have a slew of other colorful palettes. If you've got other formulas, similar colors that perform better and you are used to them, or if you like luxury stuff, because these, it's cheap cardboard packaging. It doesn't feel luxurious to use them. These are cheap and look cheap. They perform medium range. I'm happy with them, but you gotta be a bit discerning. Even though they're cheap, they're still gonna take up space in your collection and they're still gonna clutter it up if you're not gonna use them. Myself, I've used them plenty. I love the blues, I love the greens, I love this yellow shade a lot. But as I said, the shades are a bit fussy, so if you don't wanna deal with that, I suggest going with the more higher end formula of things. This was it. This was the review. I'm going to leave the AliExpress link where I got them from in the description down below. Not affiliated. If this video was useful for you, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up, or if not, you know, sorry for wasting your time. You go ahead and have a wonderful evening, a morning, a second breakfast, third lunch, whatever it is you're from. Bye.